In a coastal city, the school day is over and students are heading home already. A loser takes the chance and goes upstairs to get to the library. His name is Naoto. Before he even enters the library, he hears the telltale noise of a bunch of girls gossiping. He braces himself and opens the door and sees 4 girls having a conversation. He tries to be as unnoticeable as possible and makes his way to his favorite spot. He tries to focus on his homework, but the girls are obnoxiously loud. He can't stand girls that are like that. He's becoming increasingly annoyed, but he does his best to stay quiet. However, his efforts are wasted when one of the girls goes through the bookshelf behind him. He's so nervous that he accidentally knocks his bag to the ground. To his horror, the contents of his bag scattered all over the floor, including his own manga drawings. The girls see it and start making fun of his drawings and his stories. They mock and laugh how cringe this story is for losers, and all he can do is close his eyes and calm himself until they go away. But one of the girls doesn't. She takes notice of his unusual reaction. So when the other girls are done and leaving, the girl decides to be left behind. She starts talking to him and introduces herself as a first year. Naoto has a bad feeling from this girl's smile, like she's a predator saw his prey. Suddenly, she starts annoyingly reading his manga, clearly trying to embarrass him. But he's just focusing on remaining calm again. She will just leave after she's done mocking him like the others. After reading from the manga, she points out that the main character Siegfried is exactly him. Even though he tries to deny it, she continues that she feels sorry for both the character and him. She reenacts one of the scenes he drew and waits for him to do the same part he did in his manga. But his hands are shaking and ends up unable to do this fantasy of himself. She embarrassed him since he couldn't do it. And so, the hell begins for him. She starts pointing out loudly every drop of his character that he wished to fix in this manga he drew. He is the perfect type of loser who can't even imagine himself being a character person. He's so flustered by all her teasing that he ends up crying, like a kid from his junior. After a while, the girl gives him her handkerchief to wipe his tears and apologizes for teasing him. Then she says goodbye and leaves the library, leaving him behind broken. At night, her voice still echoes in his mind. He can't believe that a girl younger than him made him cry. The next day, the girl finds him outside the art room. She starts her non-stop chattering once again. But he ignores her and gives her the handkerchief back after he washed it, then enters the room immediately, hoping that she will leave him alone. But he hears the door open again. She decided to not go. She takes a look around the room and doesn't reply to him when he asks what she's doing. Seeing that they are the only people there, the girl begins her relentless teasing once again. She sees him practicing his sketching on a canvas, and she insists on modeling for him. When he refuses, she starts unbuttoning her shirt, saying that sexy theme is probably his thing. Naoto panics so badly and desperately tries to stop her that he falls from his chair. He agrees to draw her only if she poses normally. She promises to reward him if he draws her properly. Even though he doesn't want a reward, he still does his best. By the time he's finished, she offers him a reward as she promised. But he has to close his eyes. He's horrified by the prospect, but she insists. He does as she said at the end. But he feels her lips coming closer and thinks he's getting a kiss. But as expected, she ends up laughing at him for expecting her to kiss him, and says he didn't even draw her well. He is too shy to draw a girl's thighs. She doesn't stop her teasing until he's in tears once again. She even goes as far as calling him weak. He's so frustrated that she made him cry once again. He sits there while she wipes his tears and apologizes for messing with him again. But she's grinning mischievously. He doesn't know what this girl wants from him. To make matters worse, they have to take the same route home. While he is walking, she's trailing behind him, calling him senpai over and over again. He gets shocked when all of a sudden she stops and with a shy face asks him to go out with her, and he starts shaking again and unable to gather the words, only for her to laugh at his face, asking if he really thought a girl would ask him out. Her teasing gets so far that she accidentally pushes him so hard that he falls off a shallow bridge. She didn't know that he was so light. Naoto manages to climb back up, and the girl looks guilty for a second, but he brushes it off and walks away from her. She then asks if he ever gets angry, but what she doesn't know is that he learned to deal with bullies a long time ago. It's better for him to not fight back till they leave. By the end of their encounter, he says yes, she annoys him a lot, but he can't hate her for this. She tells him to stop calling her Mrs. and tells him that her name is Nagatoro, and she wants them to get to know each other.